whatever happens to him, keep selling your body though. Maybe one day you'll save up enough money to buy some self-respect.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
I'm so sorry you had to witness that. Do not fear, I have bleach with me. Also, before this video starts, I want to warn you, this video may contain some blood and violence, since it is an old Gacha meme. No surprise there. Since Gacha Life 2 recently came out and I was a big Gacha kid growing up, I just had to make a video on it. So I'm deciding to, drumroll please, remake an old edgy Gacha meme of mine. So in this video, I'm going to be remaking my upside down meme. Yes, the thing in the beginning, I made that. I was 10, okay? Don't judge. Obviously, first I had to give these two a big glow up, because those designs were just... no. So both characters took around 25 minutes to make. Here's both clips of me making them because there isn't really much to go on about them. Also, I have no idea what to name them, and I forgot their old names, so I'm just going to call her Goth Girl and Schoolgirl. I know for Schoolgirl, she wasn't really a schoolgirl, it was more of a psychopathic demon yandere, no one gets me type of vibe. But I'm sticking to the schoolgirl yandere theme because I think 10-year-old me was going for that. And it was inspired by a certain game which didn't really age well if I'm being completely honest. So Demon Girl is now Schoolgirl. And for Goth Girl, her old design was so plain. Too plain. So I gave her a new colour. Say hello to purple. Whoa! That's both of their design completed. Now it's time to make the model. So what I did is create a goofy pose in Gacha Life 2 so I can get every single part of the model. I separated both models. Not much to say except I wasn't bothered doing it if I'm being completely honest. Like, removing every part was tedious, and Goth Girl took an hour because it's been forever since I made a model, and for Schoolgirl only took half an hour. Still a lot of time, but not that bad. As you can see, there are some props I added, like the bat, and the bat I drew myself, but the chair I got it from Pinterest. Now that I split everything up, it's time to do my most favourite part, animation. So I'm using the app Alight. I don't want to use Q-Cut anymore because it hasn't been updated in forever, and I want to use Alight, which has more advanced and way better things in my opinion. So I make a new project and anyway, so I screen recorded the audio. This one is quite different from the old one because it actually has the hitting sound effects instead of the... yeah. I then had to import 30 something parts of Goth Girl. It sounds wrong, but welcome to our life of an animator. So I started with the eye white so I can clip the iris and shading to it to make things a lot easier. If you want a separate video for a tutorial, I could do it because clipping the iris and the eye white is a really simple thing to do. This isn't only for Gacha because I don't usually do Gacha anymore. I only did this idea because Gacha Life 2 came out and this was actually a really fun idea to do. So I animated the first eye and then I tried to do the same with the second one. I mainly focus on the facial expression and then the facial movements before I start to move the body, hands, etc. because then I can map out how the rest of the body language will work out. I did give her kind of like a smug expression, kind of like she's trying to annoy the yandere girl, which to me, I personally wouldn't do. Because if someone's cray-cray over a guy and kidnap me because I breathe the same air as the dude, I wouldn't be annoying the person. I was considering covering her eye with an eye patch or a bandage patch. I don't know what they're called, but I gave her a roof to show that she was beaten up in a way, instead of being a lazy bitch. But then future me saw how her eye patch flew away. I'm not even kidding. I don't even know. Don't question it. Don't ask. Don't even. So apparently this whole time she had a scar. I'm not giving her a new one. I'm not bothered. Anywho, I did kind of suffer with the iris. I made this weirdish movement, which my brain didn't look weird, but in the app it did. Moral of the story, don't trust your brain. So to make life easier and not break my iPad, I just made her roll both her eyes. After finishing both the eyes, I decided to move the nose to make an illusion that she's moving her head. You don't need a professional rigging and then animating like Live 2D. You can easily do it on any editing app. It's just the illusion of it, but it is easier to do it on like a professional app. But here we are doing it in alight motion. To do this, you kind of like squish the head, and then you can move every single part to the other direction so it can make the illusion that it's like moving. Like for instance, Goth Girl here was looking at Schoolgirl. Her left eye was kind of, it's like a normal pace, right? But when she looked the other way, I kind of squished it down so it looks like she's looking the other way. I apologize for my terrible explaining. But also for head turns, the nose does play a huge role, and it's not really that hard to do. You just move it. Unless your character doesn't have the nose, I don't know what to tell you then. When I finished moving every part, I then grouped the head and connected it to the neck. I also did move it a bit for like rotation to make it look even better. Now the mouth. It was an absolute pain in the... How I love animating. It is literally my therapy. Anyway, I don't think I want to talk about it at all, because I might cry. The lip sync in this video might be a bit off, but that's okay, because alight motion was really super duper laggy. Was it appreciated? Absolutely not. Did it still do it? Absolutely. I do usually animate the head and the mouth separately. I do usually do this to make things easier, and separating the animation is okay because I can just group the mouth and then move it with the head. I didn't want it just to be like the old one where Goth Girl was just ranting, so I decided to add Schoolgirl to look shocked. For Schoolgirl, I did quick simple movement, like for instance how her eyes are widening, she looked up a bit, and her hair movement. Also, throughout me editing, alight motion kept crashing and it was so annoying. Not to mention it was so laggy too. I think it's because of how much layers there was in the app or the file, but still, it was really annoying. I also did notice some parts in the other girl looked a bit... didn't really make sense. But when I tried fixing it, it didn't really work, so I just kept it how it was. It wasn't really noticeable in the first place. I'm just a perfectionist. In the process of making her look shocked, I realised that she was looking the wrong direction. She's meant to be looking the other way. To fix that is when you finish the animation, you group every single part and then you just flip it. I also made her bigger because I'm too lazy and I don't want to animate her full body. Now it's Goth Girl's part to really piss her off. So I just made her nodding while dissing the psychopathic Meandre girl. I actually love how I moved her buns. It's so satisfying. Y'all better enjoy it, watch it, rewatch it 10 billion times just for the buns. Because, mwah, chef's kiss. I love it so much. Enough about the buns. I was too lazy to give her eyes, so what's the solution? Give her the shadow thing. I don't know what it's called. But I was too lazy to go back on ibispaint, so I used the moon in alight motion and just used that. Work smarter and not harder. Joking, I spent hours on this animation, I might die and... Oh yes, mouth time. I don't want to speak about the process, there's not much to say, except for I managed to do it somehow. I grouped Goth Girl and fit her to the camera. I did forget to give her her chair, so I just quickly imported it and adjusted her deathbed. Now this is where Schoolgirl decides to do some exercise and run. Now this part wanted to make me cry so much. Like, making her walk, then run, was just no. So I animated her expression, then guessed how her arms and legs would move, and it didn't turn out that bad. I did make her look up a bit before walking or running. Her expression kind of looks like she wants to beat someone with a bat. Not too sure though. Anyway, it turned out okay, but I'm probably never going to do this again because it looks so goofy, sped up. Like, just look at the legs. Look how they're moving. I don't think anyone can move like that. Anyway, I had the idea she was running and then took the bat while looking like she wanted to beat a certain someone to death. and gave Goth Girl a nice friendly pat on the head as a well done for getting with her crush. Well, I think that's what happened because it's literally based off of a certain game. Let's not talk about it. I made the illusion that Schoolgirl was running by adding the bat and Goth Girl moving. I'll do the same with the background later on, but all I did was like drag Goth Girl and the bat along. Later on I find out that the bat does not look or match the background at all, so I improvised and added a chair later. Now it's time for Schoolgirl to exercise her arms a little bit. Animation time. I wasn't going to transition, but in the end I did, and I'm glad because it looks way better and I'm proud of the results. But the bat was an absolute pain and it did not turn out well, but I'm too lazy to fix it. And if I'm being completely honest, I do not know how to fix it because I do not know how to animate a swinging bat. So my plan is Goth Girl gets attacked with a bat, then Schoolgirl attacks again, and then again. If that doesn't make sense, these short speed paints will help. So the first part was easy to animate. It's simple movements with the bat hitting her face. She's spitting, drooling, whatever it's called. Not much to say about this bit because it was easy peasy. I'm gonna do like a transition that goes like down and then it's like the girl hitting, but it did not end well and it looked horrible. So I just made it that the second part, the girl hits her. The camera like moves to the girl hitting her. Now it was time for the most hell I've ever experienced. I apologise for ranting a bit and apologise for how loud it got, but I just hated this bit so much. Like, I thought the walk cycle was bad. No, this was 10 times worse. However, I think at the end I did add some camera movement and it made it a bit better. Is it the best? No, because it looks so bad. I'm not even joking. But that's what I can do. I can't really do much about it. This is the part where alight motion kept crashing at its worst, but I cut it out obviously, but there was so much in this short clip. Well, it wasn't short, but still. Made it so that we are now Goth Girl like in view. We're in first person and her eyes start to like close because she is going to sleep. Rest well, Goth Girl. Instead of using one from Google or YouTube, I decided to make one on my own. What I did, I used the trusty moon. I was a bit confused on how to do it, but I managed to do it in the end. I also did blur it out a bit to make the illusion that girly as well. Starting to fall asleep. Definitely that. I have been saying illusion a lot in this video, but I don't know any other word to describe it if I'm being completely honest. The next part was less hard. All I had to do is make it look like she was getting hit by a bat. To do that, I just made a bat swing down and blood go on Schoolgirl's legs. I should have finished the rest of the animation before doing the background, but I did put it and it made things a lot easier to map out and whatever. Like I said before, for the scene where Schoolgirl was running, the bat didn't really make sense, so I added a chair for it to lean on. For the scene where the backs are facing the camera, I added some shadow and some blood when she gets hit. When I was done with the background, I grouped everything together and then did like a shake effect. Like in, you know those edits? Kind of like that. Me working smarter, not harder. Clearly I wasn't that smart because her non-existent head was kind of showing. So I just had to kind of edit that back in. Quickly edited Goth Girl being asleep on the floor and then did the shake effect transition in or out. I can't remember which one if I'm being completely honest. I think it was in. Now I'm on the last bit. Finally, that took forever and I literally had enough of animating whatever this is. The last bit is Schoolgirl supposed to be talking to herself, but I made it so she's thinking instead because I am not bothered doing a lip sync again. So I did do it for the last bit, so when she goes like, what do we do? Yeah, that bit. but I wasn't really going to do it for the whole thing because that would be too much of a pain and too time consuming, and I already spent too much time on this thing, for a remake at least, and I bet this ain't going to get a lot of views anyway. So funny thing is, when I was animating her facial expression, I did accidentally do it in real life too, like when her eyes widened and whatever. I did the exact same reaction. It's kind of funny how animators, artists usually do this. I don't know why, how, we just do. I did replace the head and torso with bloody ones because she was painting a few seconds ago with Goth Girl. Yeah. Anyway, so I quickly finished the facial expression and did some simple hair movements, and I had to flip her face to look the other way. To be honest, I could have done better, but I was absolutely not bothered. I made her move like up and down for an effect that she's walking. I also quickly added a multiply layer and some lighting. Also, for when the door opens, I added like a bluish light to indicate that it's like nighttime. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the animation is completed. I'll show you the finished results. I'll show you also a comparison from the old and new one. Mentally prepare for the old one, but enjoy.
Selling your body, though. Maybe one day you'll save up enough money to buy some self-respect. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Wait, she's not dead, is she? Oh my god. Oh my god. She's dead. She's actually dead. I killed her. Ayano, what are we going to do?
Whatever happens to him, keep selling your body, though. Maybe one day you'll save up enough money to buy some self-respect. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Wait, she's not dead, is she? Oh my god. Oh my god. She's dead. She's actually dead. I killed her. Ayano, what are we going to do?
Okay, if we're being completely honest, the new one sucks and the old one literally ate that up. The old one is way better. Like, I can't believe I lost all my editing and animation talent. More like hard work. Anyway, if you enjoyed that video and want me to do it again, then comment down below or like, subscribe. I don't know what usually YouTubers do. They just say like, subscribe, and anyway, I won't usually post Gacha related videos, but maybe from time to time. Have a great rest of your day. Now, bye bye.